Hi guys, it's LIVEnglishCoach and me, Anastasia Chapel. In this lesson, I'd like to walk you through the future forms in the English language. As we already know by now, there is no single tense for talking about the future in English. In many cases, the difference between the forms is very subtle, so it's often possible to use more than one form with very little difference in meaning. In this lesson, we're going to look at the difference between will and shall. We're going to look at cases of prediction, intentions, and arrangements, as well as the future in clauses and the difference between may and might. The doors will open at 7 o'clock. We use will plus infinitive to talk about simple future facts. It will be good to see him again. We use shall to make an offer or a suggestion or to express determination to do something. Don't worry, I shall definitely be there on time. I will certainly be there on time. I shall be there on time. Shall also helps us to make a suggestion. For example, shall we take a break for 10 minutes? I think they will probably win their match. We use will plus infinitive to make a general prediction about the future. Hurry up, it's going to rain any moment. We use be going to plus infinitive to make a prediction when there is a strong present evidence to show that the event will happen. We use both will and be going to talk about predictions and beliefs about future events or situations. The meaning is very similar, and when the prediction is based on the same information, either form can be used. I think it will be difficult to persuade her, or I think it's going to be difficult to persuade her. You don't need to pick us up, we'll hire a car at the airport. Or, you don't need to pick us up, we're going to hire a car at the airport. I'll answer that. I think it's a call for me. We use will plus infinitive to describe a decision or offer made at the time we're speaking. I am going to discuss it with my husband and then come to a decision. We use going to plus infinitive to talk about a decision we have already made about a plan or an intention. We're flying to Berlin on Saturday, and then on Sunday we're taking a train to Gdansk. We use present continuous to talk about future fixed arrangements. The meeting starts at 2 p.m. The flight from Amsterdam arrives at 10:45. We use present simple to describe scheduled events, very often when they are part of a timetable. The Queen is to open a new hospital in London later today. We use be to plus infinitive, future infinitive, to talk about official events and formal arrangements. He'll often read the paper for half an hour before getting down to work. We use will plus infinitive for habits and typical behavior. I'm afraid it will be very noisy when we're doing the building work next week. Now, what we have in this sentence is the two parts, the main part, the main clause, and the subordinate part. The main clause is, I'm afraid it will be very noisy, and the subordinate one, the one that depends on the main one, is when we are doing the building work next week. Now, how it works in English when we talk about the future and we've got two clauses like this, in the main clause we can and should use the future tense, while in the subordinate clause we should use the present tense, present simple or present continuous. So we can't say when we will be doing building work next week because we have already used the future form in the main clause. Likewise, in this sentence, we won't begin until everyone arrives. We can't say we won't begin until everyone will arrive, because we won't begin is the main clause of the sentence, and until everyone arrives is the subordinate clause or the dependent clause, where we remember that we should use the present tense. We won't begin until everyone arrives. We can sometimes use the present perfect simple after adverbs of future time. For example, we won't begin until everyone has arrived. And by this we mean to say that it's only after everyone has arrived that we will begin. If we are to win the contract, we'll need to put together a good offer. We use be2 plus infinitive in if clauses to describe preconditions, but only if these preconditions can be controlled by other people. Us winning the contract, or the chances of us winning the contract, depend on us. We can control them. So in this case, we can say if we are to win the contract. If you think the car is going to break down, we should take the bus. In this case, the breaking down of the car we cannot control. No one can control that. So we can't say if the car is to break down. We should say if you think the car is going to break down. And is going to break down works really well because we're making our decision, our prognosis based on some current present evidence. It may be difficult to get tickets on the door. We can use may or might plus infinitive to talk about predictions when they are less certain. She said she might come for a drink if she manages to leave work on time. Now, might is a little bit less certain than may. We could have said, she said she may come for a drink if I'm a little bit more certain. If I'm less certain, she said she might come for a drink. This is about it for today. Thank you for watching, and remember you can always listen to more free lectures on my website, LIVEenglishCoach.com/blog. Bye for now.